wise don't have problems. Today on Fortitude Through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. The wise do not have problems. I've read this one several times, and I have a different take than Ryan Holiday in the Daily Stoic. But first, the quote by Seneca the Entertainer. This is why we say nothing happens to the wise person contrary to their expectations. This is why we say nothing happens to the wise person contrary to their expectations. I read this quote and I think it takes me to a different place about acceptance and expectations. Understanding the expectations that you set for yourself and for others and others set for you. But Ryan goes in a different direction. He uses a couple quotes. First, Hesiod the poet said that the best treasure is a sparing tongue, further reinforced by Robert Greene, considers it a law of power. Always say less than is necessary. We talk because we think it's helping, whereas in reality, it's making things hard for us. Any good lawyer will tell you, keep your fucking mouth shut. If our spouse is venting, as a masculine man, the first thing we want to do is solve the problem. But in fact, they don't want the problem solved. They actually want us to simply listen to them. In other situations, the world is trying to give us feedback or input, but we try and talk ourselves out of the problem only to make it worse. So today, will you be part of the problem or part of the solution? Will you hear the wisdom of the world or drown it out with more noise? So Ryan has a different take on this quote than I do. So let me go down my lane, because what I think Ryan's saying, yes, is valid, but in this context, right? The wise don't have problems because we expect things to happen, so we set our expectations properly. So for example, I travel. I carry my ID. I also carry a backup ID strategically placed in my office bag in case I lose my license. Somehow, some way, who knows? I don't want to be stuck and can't get on a plane because I lost my ID. And in fact, I carry several more IDs in my folio. It would be a problem if I had my one driver's license and I was about racing to the airport, trying to get through TSA to get on my flight, and I lost my ID. Then I would have a problem. But because I know that if you have one, you have none. If you have one, you have none. If you have one bookkeeper and she gets pregnant and goes on maternity leave, you have no bookkeepers, right? If you have one motor in your truck and it blows, now you have no truck, no spares. I learned it from a very wise man who once said, when you have one, you have none. So because I took that piece of wisdom and I keep that, I have a laptop. A fully functional, ready-to-go laptop for my business. Now I use my iPad that's on a keyboard most of the time. But my laptop is where I do document preparation, upload. These are the legal documents of my clients. Now, what happens if that computer goes down? I have to immediately buy a new computer, try and take this one to a repair shop. I have to try and get all the documents, all the programs put on a new computer, and I'm going to be down some fraction of a time. However, I have a completely backup, ready to go laptop, untouched, with all the programs consistently updated, ready to rock and roll, sitting at my desk. So if I go down, that bad boy is overnighted to me. I don't lose any time. I'm still up and running. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem because I have the expectation of challenges in the future. Because I live in quadrant 2, Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I spend my time in quadrant 2, planning, preparation, relationship building. Because I spend my time in planning and preparation, relationship building, I don't have the fires that most people have in quadrant 1. Urgent, important. The things that I do are important but not urgent because I'm ahead of the curve, because I'm prepared for those things. I don't have fires. So that's why when my clients, their entire business and life is on fire, I walk in with ice water running through my veins. I've seen it. I've been there. Doesn't affect me. Grab me a marshmallow. Let's toast that son of a bitch up and then let's get to work. But right now we're going to remain calm. Our emotions are in control. We're going to logically assess the situation. Then we're going to put a plan together. Then we are going to execute that plan. At no time are we going to let our emotions get the best of us. At no time are we going to freak out. At no time do we need to yell or get emotional. And yes, you may cry. It can be some painful shit. Good. Understand what just happened. Now set it aside. We got work to do. That is the Stoic mind. That is why I don't have problems. Do I have challenges? Fuck yeah. I create challenges. I enjoy hard things that challenge me, that make my life more difficult. That is what sharpens your axe. That is what keeps you sharp throughout life. If you don't constantly sharpen that axe, you are going to be soft and weak and dull as a man. Now, again, I'm coming from a masculine perspective. It is our responsibility to guide, to protect, to provide, all of these things. So that is the perspective I'm coming from. To do that, you need to have your shit together. To have your shit together, first and foremost, you need to have emotional control. Can you imagine Seneca put to death, asking simple questions? The unexamined life is not worth living. 100% right. Well, you see behind me, blood wall paperwork. I'm in my home office here in Tampa. My hallway, as far as the eye can see, blood wall paper on both sides. Mind mapping, blood wall, finding opportunities, finding potential future problems before they exist, and creating systems and process to eliminate problems because I understand the expectations that I have before me. And I will spend my time because it is in my own will to be prepared. It is a choice that I have. I can be reactive or I can be proactive. I can rely on only a good defense, or I can have a good defense, a good offense, and amazing special teams. We can do these things. It takes focus. It takes discipline. So yes, I will agree with Seneca. Nothing happens to the wise person contrary to their expectations. So here's my guiding advice for you. Set the expectations that your life is going to be more difficult than you could ever possibly imagine. Also set the expectation that you will not get the help that you thought you were going to have. Also set the expectation that everyone that you thought you could rely on will in fact let you down at one time or another. While this is a team sport, this is very much an individual journey. Anybody can walk next to you, but nobody can walk it for you. Set the expectations. You've got 2 shoulders. You are going to place the weight of the world on those shoulders. You have 2 ears. You are going to spend twice as much time listening as you talk. You have 2 eyes. You're going to spend twice as much time observing as you do speak. You have 2 eyes and 2 ears. You're going to spend 4 times as much time observing and listening as you are speaking. And in that, you will find wisdom. And on that, you're going to have the most amazing day. And we're out of here.